Welcome to Full Moon Coliseum in Los Angeles, California, where tonight the Los Angeles Lycans play host to the Charleston Predators as LA tries to maintain its lead atop the Pacific Division. Along with Max Ball on stats, Stephen Mullinex is our analyst. And I'm Cameron Irvine. Welcome to LA, Stephen. What do we got tonight?
Well, first of all, just glad that we're getting the band back together. Great to be with you once again. And we're talking about two teams here coming off losses, looking to turn that around here in this game. Los Angeles playing here at home at Full Moon Coliseum, coming off a loss against Queen City. They have a record of 4-2. Both of those losses coming in away games, so they are undefeated here at home. We'll look to maintain that against the Charleston Predators. Predators coming off back-to-back losses in Week 5 and Week 6. And you know what? The key for me in this game, Cam, is going to be that third down percentage. Coming into the game, the Predators 21st in the league, only 42% on conversion rate on third downs, while the Lycans on the other end of the Rick meter, so to speak, third down offense, second in the league, registering 60% conversion rating. So really going to be key for first and second downs for both of these teams that they find success and get past the sticks.
Week 7 wraps up here in Los Angeles. And the ball's on the tee for Amanda Moyer. Here we go. The hands in the air. It's time to kick it. We're underway. 1 yard deep in the end zone. On the return, LA's Tom Rahman Jr. out of the 22-yard line. And that's where we'll see Sully Richardson and this Los Angeles Lycans offense. Richardson, 142 of 208 this season, 1,578 yards. He is second in the SFL with 14 touchdowns. It's a 58-degree cloudy evening. Beautiful football weather here in Los Angeles. First and 10 at the 22, and the handoff goes to Robert Johnson. Johnson's going to be wrapped up for no gain. That tackle made by John Stamango, who was signed back in Week 6.
And his Predators run defense in the top 5 in the league, only allowing 70 yards per carry. And on Los Angeles side of the ball, their rushing offense ranks 4th. So this is going to be a primary matchup in this game, the run defense of the Predators versus the run offense of the Lycans.
Second down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Richardson under center will turn and hand off to Johnson again, and he is stuffed. Jeff Hollywood makes the play, and that'll set up a third down and 10. Let's meet the rest of this Los Angeles offense. Sully Richardson's the quarterback. 3 receivers to keep an eye on. Davius Reed, number 18. Elsie Pryor, number 82. Chris Lee, the rookie, number 88. Jack Flash, the tight end at 86. You want to keep an eye on him as well. Robert Johnson already with a couple of carries, and now it's third down. Just like you said, Stephen, very important tonight. Richardson steps back to throw. Fires nearly intercepted. Stamango could have had an INT. Drops it, but a quick 3-and-out for LA here at home. They'll have to punt.
And the Predators defense comes up big, a 3-and-out. That's the kind of statement you want to make, and you're in an away game here against a red-hot team like the Lycans, able to step up and stop a conversion on third down, something that this Lycans team has been really good at, actually second best in the league at. What a statement they've made, the Predators defense here, giving their offense a chance to go up early.
So far, the third down victory goes to Charleston. 1-0. LA will punt the football. From the 43-yard line, Lance Dulake on the return, and we'll get a look at T.D. Drew. Drew this season, 7th in the league in passing touchdowns with 11. He's got 13 picks, though, 1,418 yards and 109 completions to boot, a 62% completion percentage and a 77 QBR. That's middle of the pack in the SFL. Keith Swearingen is behind him, 2 backs in the backfield, and 4 down linemen for Los Angeles. Hand off to Swearingen, and Swearingen will pick up 3 yards to the 49-yard line. A combo stop there by Buddy Blaze, who's been fantastic this year for LA, and Peanut Say.
Yeah, Buddy Blaze, just a terrific outside linebacker, 6'5", 245 pounds, 69 tackles, which is second most in the league this season, but he's also got 7 tackles for loss and 5 pass deflections.
Second down and 7. Drew, deep, drop back against a heavy blitz. Wide open is Lyric Da Vinci to the 37-yard line. First down for Charleston. First move of the sticks of the day for either team. LA brought the house, and they get burned.
Yeah, and the Predators, they run this 2 tight end set to perfection. There's not very many teams in the league that use their tight ends as much as Charleston does, and efficiently there. Nobody was even on him there in coverage.
Handoff, Swearingen, left side, made a man miss, and picks up another solid 3 yards. That'll get Charleston right on the outskirts of field goal range, bring up a 2nd and 7. Colston on the tackle.
Well, you talked a little bit about T.D. Drew. We've seen back-to-back carries, or 2 carries so far on this series, by Swearingen, but T.D. Drew, important for him to stay efficient in the pocket. Had 3 interceptions in his last game against the Kings, which was a 23-13 loss.
Second down, 3 minutes into the game. Drew hands it off to Swearingen. Swearingen says, I don't want to go that way, and lost 2 yards in the backfield. Everybody on LA's defense was over there, including Rivers, and Swearingen needs some help up.
Well, at some point, you got to put your shoulder down and just kind of take it like a man a little bit. We've seen some plays where the running back is able to go back to the other side of the field, but they rarely work out.
3rd and 9, 5 wide here for Charleston. You almost never see this. That pass is caught for a first down. Buchanan Simons, who leads the league in yards per reception, has a first down to the 23.
Well, Cam, when you're struggling to convert 3rd downs, you got to pull out some tricks in the playbook here. As you mentioned, they don't run 5 wide. They haven't run 5 wide a lot so far this season, but you clearly see the benefits there as the all slants play opens up right over the middle there, and an easy pass and connection for Drew.
It's been years, I think, since I've seen Charleston run a 5 wide set. They come out with a little trickery here, and now they're nearing scoring range, or touchdown range, I should say. 1st and 10 at the LA 23. Drew drops it off. That pass is caught by Simons to the 10-yard line. Simons has a couple of grabs for 26 yards, and making that last tackle was number 25 for LA, Mike Scott.
Simons is the biggest deep threat here in the SFL, and don't you know this Lycans defense knows that. So what does Charleston do? They bring him in on the slant behind another receiver, open him up short, and complete the pass.
Handoff, Swearingen. Nobody touches him until the 2-yard line, gets all the way down to the 1, and Charleston is knocking on the door of the first points of the ball game.
Cam, you get 9 yards on 1st down. You don't have to worry about 3rd down conversion probably here because you're just getting all that yardage there on 1st and 2nd down, which is surely what every SFL team aspires to.
Start of the 2nd quarter in Las Vegas. 3-0 is the score there. Las Vegas on top of San Diego, their 2nd meeting of the season. Handoff, Swearingen is going to be met in the backfield, a 3-yard loss. 3rd and 4 coming up, and feasting in the backfield for Los Angeles was number 97, DJ Magic, the defensive tackle, among others.
Well, Magic pulled a little bit of an illusion there, was behind the line of scrimmage. He's suddenly in the backfield, bringing down the running back.
3rd down one more time. Swearingen denied at the 3-yard line. Saving the touchdown was Ryan Yosef. And Charleston will have to settle for 3, a big goal line stand for the Lycans.
Well, running the ball with those collapsed defenses, as the defense is collapsed into the end zone, it's just more congestion that the running back has to get through, and just a great job here by the Lycans. A terrific stand there right at the goal line, giving themselves a little momentum, but probably giving up 3 points here.
And that is good from 19 yards away. Charleston takes a 3-0 lead over Los Angeles. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Rahman Jr. from his goal line. Right in between the hash marks, now cuts left past the 20, up to the 23-yard line. That's where LA will start with their 2nd possession. 3 plays, no yards so far, Stephen, for the LA offense.
Yeah, and a little surprising, they are at home. They do have the 2nd best scoring offense in the SFL, averaging a whopping 30 points a game. So, you expect that you can only hold them for so long. But so far, Charleston coming out with the advantage defensively, holding them to that first 3 and out in the first series.
Richardson going to go gun, 4 wide here, 3 to the top of the screen. Richardson pump fake, now goes deep down the field, knocked away. Nice swat away by Johnny Bravo. Brings up 2nd down, and LA still looking for their first yard.
Yeah, the Lycans there sent LZ Pryor on a go route, and the defender is just in perfect position. That's almost as if he anticipated that route, knew exactly what they wanted to do, and ran the route better than the receiver did. But I love the athletic play right there and high pointing the ball, trying to bring that in, just couldn't do it. So
looking for Pryor down the field, couldn't find him. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Richardson just 0 for 1 on his, or 0 for 2 now on his 2nd toss. The handoff to Johnson, only gets a couple, but it is positive yardage, Stephen. Holdorf on the stop. Check that. Jack Hoffman on the stop.
Yeah, and look, every little bit of yardage helps. We see oftentimes these SFL offenses, they like to throw in front of the sticks. Cam, I hate that on 3rd down in front of the sticks, putting all the onus there on the receivers to get the first down. Let's see what they do here.
3rd down and 8. Richardson 5 wide, empty backfield, trying to get the first move of the sticks of the night for the Lycans. That pass is knocked away. Corey Menner swats it away from Davius Reed, and LA has to punt again. What a start for Charleston on the road.
Yeah, absolute blanket coverage there. I don't think you can ask for a better start if you're Charleston. Certainly would wish there were more points on the board, but this is just a real big positive for the Predators, and all the momentum shifted their way.
Punter is Travis Warren for LA, and so far he's had a busy night. Dulake back to field the punt. Vegas takes a 6-0 lead in a field goal battle in Sin City. Dulake on the return to the 41-yard line. And Stephen, we saw a little bit of everything from Charleston on that opening drive. Ended in 3, and now we get our second look at him. That was a 10-play drive earlier.
Yeah, and the majority of those plays went to Swearingen. 6 rushing attempts, 11 yards, so only averaging 1.8 there per carry early on, but his longest of 9 certainly got them in field goal range.
2 receivers, Simons, bottom of the screen. He's a deep threat. Watch out for him. Drew will fire to Lyric Da Vinci. His 2nd catch of the night, picks up 6 yards. And once again on the stop was Mike Scott, and he gets up and has a few words for Lyric.
And TD Drew so far perfect 4-4 with that completion right there. And they're just keeping him really efficient, keeping him safe. He hasn't really tempted fate too much here with the Lycans. Really focused more on their running game on that first series. Now starting to open things up here in the gun.
2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line. Drew dropping back. Deep shot. Knocked away. Jay Taylor was double covered. And making the tackle there at the end of it, Rochelle Colston, who morphs back up and ready for action on 3rd down.
And never let him lay on the ground too long there. So just pops back up, sending a little bit of a message like, hey, that's no big deal. We do this all the time. And, yeah, as you mentioned, terrific double coverage there.
Rochelle moonwalking at Full Moon Coliseum tonight. 3rd down and 4 at the 47, 2 in the backfield with Drew. And they bring a late blitz, a 5th rusher, and Ken Maccaro gets him over the middle. 5 for 6, 69 yards for Drew, and another 3rd down conversion here for Charleston.
Yeah, and check out the separation. Maccaro is able to get here right at the point of the ball being in the air. Knows exactly where it's going to go, knows before the defenders do, and able to get that little bit of a speed burst to make sure there's enough separation between him and the defenders to get that nice, big, easy window for his quarterback.
1st down at the 31-yard line. Handoff Swearingen now running left. And Swearingen is pushed backwards. A 4-yard pickup. A host of tacklers, including Blaze there, to make the stop. 2nd and 6. And speaking of Blaze, Stephen, Blaze and Jack Brown, the league's top 2 tacklers, going toe-to-toe tonight.
Yeah, and 2 of the best defenders in this league. And as you said, right at the top of the statistics when it comes to tackles.
Swearingen, nothing, and now they're going to go no huddle quickly. Rivers made the stop, but a 3rd and 7 here. Charleston is 2 for 3 on 3rd down so far, and Charleston will step back into a sack. A loss of 4 yards on the play, and that'll make it a more difficult field goal. Raymond Jones III collects his first sack of the day, and LA gets another stop.
Yeah, I just think it's a terrible decision to go no huddle at that point, running that same formation after it failed and running it exactly again. It's not like you saw something defensively that opened up for you there. And they did go with a different play call trying to pass the ball, but the penetration just too quick by the defender.
Raymond Jones III stormed the castle on that one. 48-yard field goal for Amanda Moyer is good. And through that thin Los Angeles air, she boots it through, and it's 6-0 LA.
And Moyer's only missed a single field goal attempt coming into this game, 15 of 16, now 16 of 17. And, in her 3rd season. So you've got a veteran kicker back there and a consistent weapon, maybe one of the most consistent weapons in the league.
Pair of 6-0 ball games going on right now in the SFL. Vegas trying to end a streak of 4 teams in a row here today with worse records beating the better team as Rahman Jr. gets it up to the 27. The better team, referring to their record, that is. I would never give an opinion like that on the air. First down at the 27.
Well, look, I think Charleston here is playing a little bit with fire. Instead of they're settling for field goals when they should be getting touchdowns, especially against this high-scoring Lycans team. And, as bad as maybe the Lycans have looked offensively, one touchdown puts them in the lead. So still one-score game.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line now for Richardson. Will start the drive of the pass. Dump it off to Johnson. Johnson can't really get through anybody. Nice job by Charleston making the tackle. The first man to hit him was Zach Lay, and it's 2nd and 7.
And they don't really use Johnson as a receiver out of the backfield all that often. Coming into this game, only had 18 receptions total, and nothing really of note. Not knowing major yardage or touchdowns. So it's really they want to use him primarily as a running back, but they're just trying to do different things here to get the offense going.
Richardson going to pass again, this time over the middle. Caught, spin move, got the first down to the 40. That is the first move of the chains for Los Angeles tonight, and it's the rookie, Chris Lee.
Yeah, and it's just a perfect scheme to try and get Sully Richardson going because it's just a wide-open receiver over the middle. Get your 3rd wide receiver out of the slot, wide open on that little slant route, and maybe this will get this offense going here.
2 receivers, 1 to either side. The handoff goes to Johnson, and that picks up 2. And if anybody knows why Chris Lee's being called cheese in the chat, I'd love to know. I feel left out, Stephen.
Yeah, with a name like that, I don't want to speculate. Could be a number of things.
Very true. 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line. Richardson going to go empty now. 2 for 3 for 13 yards. Drew's 5 for 6 for 70 yards. Back to pass is Sully. Deep shot again, and again it's knocked away by Johnny Bravo. That is already the 3rd pass deflection by a corner for Charleston's defense here in the first quarter. Another 3rd down coming. LA's 0 for 2 so far.
Yeah, and this is the second time in this game where the Lycans have tried to hit that go route with Elsie Pryor, the fade route out there. And they have been testing Johnny Bravo and continue to do so.
Again, 5 wide here for Los Angeles. They've really been throwing everything at Charleston. They rush 4. Richardson steps up the pocket, floats a rainbow, and at the end of it is a punt of Davius Reed. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Well, Cam, we talked about this Predators team playing with fire. Terrific defensive stands on the first 2 series. But they only got field goals out of those, and we talked about it only takes 1 touchdown to get the Lycans back into this game. And with such an explosive offense, and with a guy like Davius Reed as your top wide receiver here, a guy that just needed 51 yards to reach 3,000 receiving yards for his career, I think he just got it right there.
Reed gives him a little shake at the end of it, and after L.A. didn't move the ball almost the entire quarter, they're going to end up, unless Charleston can get a score in the next 28 seconds, taking the lead into the second quarter, 7-6 Los Angeles. And it's those type of plays that have kept them in the lead of the Pacific Division halfway through the season.
Yeah, they've relied really throughout the season on those chunk plays, and so have Charleston. You know, they've relied really on those chunk plays to get them some wins even this season. But it's just such an explosive offense for LA that they never really feel out of a ball game. So even though we saw them struggle early, it just took one home run hit to give them the lead.
Dulake will take a knee about 6 yards deep, and TD Drew back out of the 20. Chat shoutouts for Fear Dog, Andy 530, Tom Rahman 11. BA Dynasty, Ralgar Laws in the house, Man Robinson, DR Sim 80. That's what she said. Chris Lee SFL, Vancouver Legion, and many others. Hand off to Swearingen. Swearingen picks up one, but that LA front seven, including Buddy Blaze, seems to be all over Swearingen early.
Yeah, I think both defenses really keyed in on the middle of that offensive line. So running between the tackles has been tough, but I think both teams believe offensively that they can keep pounding on each one of these defenses, and eventually there's going to form a crack.
That's the end of the first quarter. Charleston 6, Los Angeles 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the SFL's Twitch channel. With Max Paul on stats, my old partner's back. Stephen Mullinex. I'm Cameron Irvine. Second down and 9 at the 21-yard line. TD Drew will fire it outside. That pass is doinked off the hands of Lionel Train. The fullback, 3rd and 9 coming up after 39 drops the pass.
Yeah, that's the danger of putting a fullback out as a wide receiver. Does he have the hands to catch balls like that? Should have absolutely caught it. Probably wouldn't have been a first down, but would have been a lot closer than 3rd and 9.
And here's empty, 5 wide here for Charleston. 3rd down and 9 at the 21-yard line. They're going to run slants, and Drew gets popped, and the pass a little bit out ahead of Macaro. Couldn't make the play. 4th down, Los Angeles gets off the field, and Charleston, I understand they're trying to mix things up, but I'm kind of surprised. Very uncharacteristic out of the Predators so far in the first half.
Yeah, I think they just felt like they needed to try and do some things to wake up their offense. And I think on that particular play, Drew, you saw the hesitation, the pump fake. I think he wanted to go a different direction, but the Lycans defense just too good. Had to throw it there at the last second, and missed opportunity there.
Momentum is starting to turn. Rahman Jr. on the return. Spins off of Taylor and gets it up to the 45-yard line. Good field position coming for Los Angeles. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcast each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and viewership. 1st and 10 of the 45. Johnson, no go. Jack Brown brings him down.
Yeah, and we talked about Jack Brown leading the league in tackles. Not sure what the thought is behind running right at him or on the other side, Blaze. But these two teams seem dead set running between the tackles, specifically right over center.
2nd and 9, 10-16 to go in the first half. 2 in the backfield for LA. Hand off to Johnson with a fullback leading. Johnson breaks a tackle. Johnson eliminates another and gets to the Predator 44-yard line for an LA first down. The longest run of the night for Johnson.
A little BYOB there. Be your own blocker. He really decimated the defender there right in the middle. Number 45 gets put on his backside. Yeah, if you can run that powerful between the tackles on every play, certainly we understand now the reasoning why they want to do so.
Corey Menor, go tell your dad what happened on that last play. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. 2 in the backfield. Richardson back to pass. Great pocket. Richardson floats it over the middle, and Jack Flash gets blown up by Zach Lay. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, and Zach Lay laying the wood there. Just perfectly timed hit, Cam. Knocks that ball out. What it should have been maybe a ball delivered with a little bit more zip. Floats it out there just enough to where Lay is able to zero in. Tries to get the interception, realizes that when he does it, puts his helmet between the numbers.
Hoffman got a shove on him as Flash was streaking down the field. Brings up 2nd down. Updated numbers for Richardson, 3 for 6, 71 yards. Reed's got most of those on that 58-yard touchdown. Johnson, 15 carries for 6 yards. Richardson changing the play at the line against a nickel defense. Will fire it out near side. That pass is caught, turning the corner but running out of room. LZ Pryor gets it to the 38-yard line, a 3rd down and 4. Coming up as Pryor and Bravo talk about the last play.
You've got to love the play call. It's just a nice, safe pass. You know that you're going to get guaranteed yardage there. Would love to see the receiver pull it upfield, but it's just momentum took him out of bounds. What makes it a very manageable 3rd and 4 and opens up the playbook to almost anything.
3rd down, Johnson sidecar right of Richardson. Richardson going to throw. Richardson fires short. That pass is caught as Charleston's defense was retreating. Reed gets the 1st down to the 33. This Predator defense has 3 studs on the defensive front. Dick Baker, number 98, Jeff Hollywood, number 99, Joseph Sabolka at the defensive tackle spot, number 54. Linebackers Jack Hoffman, Jack Brown, and Tommy Zanardi anchor that front 7. In the secondary, Bravo and Menor are your corners. Josh Reese and John Stamango are your free safeties, and then Lay is the strong safety of this defense. Richardson 3-step drop, fires it out to Johnson, and Johnson is quickly bull rushed by Stamango and Menor on the combo tackle. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but Jeff Hollywood almost had a beat on that ball. If he might have lifted his hand up, he might have been able to tip it, maybe even catch it. But the pass was thrown just over his head and made complete, but the Charleston defense able to swarm and make that a very minimal gain.
Richardson takes a low snap, pressure in his face from Sabolka, and Lee gets the interception. Zach Lay, with the pick as Sabolka put his hands up and disrupted Richardson, and Charleston gets a turnover.
Well, Lay was watching the quarterback's eyes this entire time, able to anticipate where the ball is going to go, cuts in front of that route, makes the easy interception. Well, not so easy. We don't see a lot of defenders coming away with those balls, but the hands of a wide receiver there with Lay, and we've called his name a couple times there on that series. He must be feeling it out there.
Charleston back to work. After giving up the lead at the end of the 1st quarter and having a rough last offensive drive. Defense gets a stop. Now here's Swearingen following some blockers, but LA all over it. A 1-yard pickup for Swearingen. That's another tackle for Mike Scott. The slot corner is putting in work tonight.
Yeah, I'd love to see, Swearingen maybe cut that to the outside, but he was being smart, trying to be smart, following his blockers, as you mentioned, but just ran into a wall.
Hand off to Swearingen again on that right side. Wrap up by Yosef. 22 yards on 11 carries. But I got to respect him trying to stick to this run game, Stephen, because in the past, it has not been good when they've had to rely too much on T.D. Drew.
Yeah, we've seen, just even in his last game, a lot of interceptions, how that negatively impacted this game. Now, here on 3rd and 4, probably going to be turning to him, try and continue the series.
3rd and 4 at the 34-yard line. Drew, high snap, fires. Nice pass. 1st down to the 44-yard line. That was timing. Da Vinci makes the catch, and back to Drew. When he throws more than 30 times this season, Charleston is 0-3. When he doesn't, they're 3-0.
Wow. And when I saw that stat earlier in the week, I just thought, wow, that's an amazing stat and something surely the Predators know, and that's why we're seeing a lot of Swearingen early.
Handoff, Swearingen again, and Swearingen is going backwards. That's only a 1-yard pickup with forward progress, and Andre Krim brings him down.
And both of these defenses, except for that one 9-yard gain we saw earlier from the Lycans, but the middle of the field has been no-go, and these rushing lanes have been closing quick on both sides. So both, again, keying in on those in-between tackle runs.
Just 37 combined rushing yards in this game on 18 carries. Drew, 5-step drop, fires a rocket. That pass incomplete, looking for Simons. Nice play down the field by Colston, who has been terrific in coverage out past 20 yards.
And Simons and Drew, they have a nice deep ball connection usually. But here it's just the defender just makes another great timing play. You know, if he's a half a fraction of a second earlier, maybe that's pass interference. Maybe he gets there just before the ball does, but he times it perfectly, knocks it out of the receiver's hands.
5 wide out of the gun, 3rd down and 9. This has been the MO for Charleston on 3rd and long tonight. They're 3 for 6, running slants again. The pass is caught by Maccaro. He runs over an official, and now they're going to go no huddle. We've only seen slants out of this. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they like how the defense is defending, obviously, as it was. I thought he had a couple options there.
Simons bumped. Who cares? 9-yard pickup to the 28-yard line.
Surprised the wideout was able to hold on to that ball.
Quickly now, Drew. Under 6 to go in the quarter. And a deep ball into everybody. That's incomplete, 3rd and 1. When LA can get the pressure up front, there's nobody open. 3rd and short. They are in field goal range. You don't want to throw a needless interception here. 3-2 defense as Drew fires, caught. Maccaro first down to the 13-yard line, and they'll get out of it. And the adjustments for Charleston this week pay off.
Yeah, and surprised they've decided not to keep going with that play, although, you know, it did get tipped around and could have been an interception on the play earlier here. It's just been matriculating them down the field. No reason to stop, but now they're going to go in, give the defense an opportunity to substitute, call another play, especially as they get backed up here near the end zone. We are right in the heart of the red zone ourselves here.
I don't know what Blaze was looking at there on that last play. Just let Maccaro go right past him. LA brings some pressure. That hasn't worked all night. Da Vinci makes the catch. Just shy of the first down. Tackle made by Yosef. But quickly now, Charleston goes no huddle again. 2nd and inches at the 4-yard line. Drew trots back under center. High formation, 5 minutes to go in the first half. And he'll hand it off to Swearingen up the middle. And keep Swearingen's got a touchdown untouched. Charleston takes the lead.
Well, a terrific answer by the Predators. You know, they could have been disheartened by the fact that they only got field goals early, and then it only took one LA bomb to put them behind on the scoreboard. But really, the all slants play, the no huddle key to getting them down the field, they rode that right into the red zone, and then they get right up to the goal line and go right down the middle of the Lycans' throat, something they haven't been able to do for most of this game.
Great drive for Charleston. That was an 11-play, 73-yard drive, a blistering pace. Thanks to Max Paul for collecting those stats for us all night long. The extra point is up and good. 13-7. Charleston leads Los Angeles, and that ends a streak of 2 consecutive drives without a score. LA scored a drive before the interception on the 58-yard touchdown pass to Reed, but that seems like a distant memory after that terrific drive from the Predators. Moyer kicks it away. 2 yards deep. Rahman Jr. on the return from left to right. Makes a man miss. And Jr. gets out to the 21-yard line. Jay Taylor doesn't know what he saw. And Richardson back out there.
I'm kind of wondering your opinion on this. You know, this season, I think the special teams play has been much improved as far as kind of the defensive end of those things. We're not seeing a lot of kick returns for scores and large kick returns. I think they've gotten better. What have you seen just from your view of that?
Yeah, I'll address after this play.
Yeah.
As Richardson fires it outside, that pass is caught. Turning upfield, Reed to the 38-yard line. Nicely done. But yeah, Stephen, it's interesting. You know, before today, we only had 2 kick return touchdowns, no punt return touchdowns, and then today we had a punt return touchdown and a kick return touchdown. So I would say that by and large, you know, special teams has tightened up a little bit, but I would say a little bit of everything has tightened up a little bit in the SFL in season 16, and you got to work for everything. First down and 10 at the 38-yard line for Richardson after Reed turned upfield. That's a backwards pass, and Johnson's going to lose 3 yards. Lucky he held on to it, but that is Menor and Brown making the stop on the far side.
Yeah, and really Richardson just getting rid of the ball instantly. That seemed to be a bit of a design play, or that he just felt the pressure from the moment that he got the ball. But boy, you just rarely see them throw a backwards pass like that because of the threat of potentially, dropping that, being a turnover.
Richardson's pass is batted back into the field of play, and they're lucky there was nobody really there to make that play. That was Stamango, who's gotten his hands on a few passes here, but is still looking for that first career interception.
Stamango was a week 6 signing here, so just kind of a fresh face, still getting his legs underneath him. But the fact that we've called his name a couple times tonight just shows you his early impact.
5 wide for Richardson. LA down 6, 13-7, 3:48 to go. Richardson, deep shot, and knocked away right at the feet of Reed. That was Menor once again, and these corners for Charleston have been the difference in the first half.
Yeah, and this is kind of where Los Angeles has shined in this game, is those deep third and longs, able to try to look deep for the best deep threat in the game, obviously, and but they've looked LC Pryor's way. Now they go to Davius Reed, and can't get it. But yeah, just a little bit further. That's what ball was thrown a little bit further. We're talking about another touchdown there.
Another punt here for Los Angeles. That's their 4th of the night. Dulake gets it up to the 31-yard line. Yeah, that's where Charleston will start. It's been kind of a roller coaster game, Stephen. At one point, Charleston had the momentum. LA looked in firm control, and now it's back to the Predators.
Well, we saw early on Swearingen really had the bulk of the load offensively for this team, and now that's the balance has shifted. TD Drew now 14 passing attempts so far here in the first half. Swearingen 13 rushing attempts. So more fair and balanced here as we get towards halftime.
Swearingen is speared right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and that is one impressive tackle from Thomasina Rahman. One-on-one on Swearingen in the open field.
And these Lycans have really been up to the challenge now when they've had to stuff that middle of the offensive line and really closing up those rushing lanes and do a good job. Actually, both defense really doing a good job of that interior defense.
2nd and 10, Swearingen picks up a couple. That's par for the course. That's what we've seen all day, but from both running backs. Johnson had that one big run, but it has been tough sledding out there, and I really think, Stephen, it's a huge credit to both of these front sevens. They are 2 of the best in the league.
Yeah, and really putting the onus of the offense on the passing attack on third downs, really key to giving them opportunities to rush the ball as much as they have.
Drew's pass through the hands of Peanut Say, who was in coverage. That sets up 4th down and stops the clock. So LA will have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with after they get this ball back.
Not exactly sure who was the target there on that play. They rushed everyone there into the middle of the field, and it just was a slew of different colored jerseys everywhere, and he just kind of threw it in the middle of it all.
I would say that Charleston's adjustments have been hit and miss outside of their usual single back, 2 tight end look. They've kind of mixed it up tonight. They've seen some good things, seen some bad things, and still up 6, so I guess it hadn't been too bad. LA will start from their own 32.
And the Predators' defense has been on point, able to limit LA so far here with just over, at 2:30 here in the second quarter, only to 7 points. I mean, again, this is a Lycans team that is 2nd in the league in scoring, averaging 30, so well below their average right now.
13-3, Las Vegas leads San Diego now at the half. Robert Johnson will get it up the middle. Brown puts him down. 3-yard gain to the 35, and that may be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
And the Lycans, the reason that they're in this game was one big chunk play for a touchdown to Davius Reed. And, of course, when you have an offense as explosive as this one, it only it only takes one play to get them right back into the lead.
Richardson changes the play, runs a quick out to Reed, but won't be able to get out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. Charleston 13, Los Angeles 7. SFL Week 7 action on the SFL's Twitch channel continues in a moment. Third down, 7. 3 receivers bottom of the screen in press coverage here from Charleston. Watch the bumps, see if anybody can get free. Richardson will fire it, and actually Charleston backed off, and Hoffman nearly got the interception, and the Predators defense gets another quick stop, and they'll have 3 timeouts and 2 minutes to work with.
Well, Jack Hoffman coming into this game, 8 pass defense, gets his 9th right there. But I think the more important thing, Cam, is that he was in perfect position to make that play, and that's a credit to the defensive coordinator there, and gets a critical 3rd down. Doesn't allow the Lycans to score, potentially not score before halftime.
That was the 15th 3rd down of the first half. We're on pace for 30 3rd downs in this game, Stephen. That's wild.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is a lot of runs on 1st and 2nd down, and those runs really haven't gained a lot of yardage. So that's pressing these passing offenses to convert long 3rd downs. They've done some. Not as many, I'm sure, as they want to, but hence the kind of low score here.
First down and 10 at the 30. Drew deep, 7-step drop, fires it for Simons, and LA all over it. That's Tom Rahman Jr. rather, and I'll give LA credit on one thing, on the deep balls to Simons. They've been terrific.
Yeah, and so has the defense of the Lycans. We've seen a lot of double teams out there that Drew's trying to thread the needle through, and with Rahman Jr., he's got back-to-back interceptions and back-to-back games. So might not be a guy you want to attack.
Swearingen loses 2 in the backfield. That's Jones the 3rd with the tackle, and it's almost like the run defenses are getting better, Stephen, as the half goes along, if that's even possible.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be more fatigued and be giving up more yardage, and maybe we'll see that in the second half, but not right now. They're trending upwards.
This is the 10th 3rd down of the first half for Charleston, and Drew faces pressure, throws a duck, and it's incomplete. All they're running is slants on 3rd down, Stephen, and it's burning them. I'm not sure that Charleston anticipated being in 3rd and long as much as they've been in, and LA's ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've seen across the league that the all slants have really been very popular with teams, and one of the reasons is they tend to have a high conversion rate. But if you've got a defense that plays it well and you're always running it, that's just a recipe for danger. So that's why you need to probably diversify a little bit more on that formation.
Oh, my! Oh. Tom Rahman Jr., I don't even know how to describe what I just saw. He blasted a defender, and the impact sent him backwards about 5 yards. Ends up returning it to the 36-yard line. That, boy, I wish I had that much firepower in anything in life.
Cam, have you ever seen any of those like YouTube videos or TikTok videos where they take 2 people with exercise balls and they run into each other? That's what it looked like.
That's it. You nailed it. You nailed it. First down with a minute to go. Richardson's pass is a little bit outside the reach of Reed, although a clever attempt by Richardson to squeeze that through. It'll be 2nd down.
Sure, it's not a good strategy for LA to get themselves in kind of those 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations. We saw them just really lightning strike with Davius Reed. Love to see that play called again. Probably won't happen unless you're in kind of a 3rd and long situation.
Hand off to Robert Johnson, and Johnson breaks 1 tackle, picks up 4. LA going to burn a timeout. That makes 3rd down more manageable, but yet another 3rd down coming up for the Lycans. That'll be their 7th of the half.
Well, Cam, I've always said, the key to rushing success in this league is so many times it's just breaking that first tackle. Breaking that first tackle usually guarantees you pretty good yardage and opportunities to make game-breaking plays. So both of these teams not giving up on the rush quite yet.
3rd and 6. Deep shot. Richardson again knocked away by Johnny Bravo. Bravo and Menor just outstanding in coverage down the field against Richardson's deep ball, and it's another 4th down.
The Lycans clearly identified something on that side of the field. They want to attack Johnny Bravo deep, but he has been up to the task every single time. But the fact is, if he's not up to the task just once here, suddenly the Lycans are in the lead. So they're going to keep trying, I have a feeling, for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's basically if you succeed 20% of the time, you take the lead, is what that's all about. But man, the Charleston's both teams, deep down the field have been terrific, and the last 2 minutes of this half has taken about 12 so far.
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago when we hit the 2-minute warning. I mean, we were a little bit at a breakneck pace for a little bit of this game, then suddenly just all of a sudden slowed.
1st down and 10 at the 29-yard line. Simons in the slot. They'll hand it off to Swearingen. Swearingen gets decked after a 1-yard pickup, and that may mercilessly take us to the halftime break.
Well, both teams came in with a game plan of wanting to attack the middle of these defenses. And to me, as we talked about these linebackers leading the league in tackles, the strength of their defenses are right in that linebacker corner, and they're running right at them.
Handoff. Swearingen again, going to try to cut it out left. Gets blasted by Colston. 3rd and 5, and that'll be the end of the half.
And we've seen him be patient on other runs there, but in that particular play, outran his blocker. Didn't have an opportunity there to get the block in front of him.
That is the halftime score. Charleston 13 and Los Angeles 7. Let's look at our updated stats. 161 yards for Charleston, 123 for Los Angeles. Just 12 first downs in that half compared to 17 third down attempts. Charleston owning time of possession, and it's a very close ball game. Stephen, what's the difference in your mind?
Oh, the difference is I think Charleston would be dominating this game a little bit more if it wasn't for that one chunk play that resulted in a Davis Reed touchdown. It'd be 13-0, and the Lycans defense surely did a good job early on. They could have gave up 2 potential early touchdowns. Instead, that goal line stand there to start on that first series, and another limiting series resulting in just field goals. So, I think the Lycans have done well defensively to keep themselves in this game, but offensively they just really struggled, and that's not typical of what we've seen of this Lycans offense. You got to give credit to Charleston for doing that defensively.
Balanced defensive effort across the board here tonight. Rochelle Colston with 7 tackles, 7 solo tackles, leads the way of all players. Mike Scott, that slot corner for Los Angeles, he has 5. Scott, a rookie, 6'2", 208, picked in the 2nd round, 27th overall, played for the Ottawa Cavalry, and having a nice night tonight for Los Angeles, down 6 at the half.
I think maybe the biggest storyline that we can take away from the first half is the struggling running games on both of these offenses. Keith Swearingen, 18 attempts, only 31 yards, does have a touchdown, but is averaging just 1.7 yards per carry. On the other side of the ball, Robert Johnson, 8 rushing attempts for 22 yards, 2.8 yards per carry. So they've been really focused on running them on the inside, and these defenses have been up to the task so far.
It really could be which running back is able to break out here. In the last 2 weeks, we'll get to that in a moment as LA's going to kick off here. Lance DeLake knocks it down in the end zone. If you lost signal, I have had some signal disruptions here, so bear with us. It's a first down for Drew at the 20-yard line. Drew back to pass. Deep shot pass is caught by Lyric Da Vinci for the first down.
Well, TD Drew started off this game being fairly efficient and started to lose it just a little bit. That's going to be his 18th passing attempt and his 11th completion, but it's the prettiest one of them all there as he goes to his, I think it's, to me, it's his favorite target there in Da Vinci. It's been so successful tonight. And Da Vinci at 6'5", 255, showing a little athleticism to go up and high point that ball over two defenders.
First down and 10 at the 42-yard line after the big pass to Da Vinci. The handoff goes to Swearingen. Swearingen spins away and nearly broke loose to the LA 43-yard line, potentially saving a touchdown there for Los Angeles. Was Ryan Yosef, but the best run of the night for Swearingen right there.
Terrific blocking at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage there. Just had three blockers in front of him and then able to make a little move midway through at the middle part of the field there to get him that extra yardage. Best run of the night for him.
So that's a 15-yard carry for Swearingen. That is the longest run by either Keith Swearingen or Robert Johnson in the last 20 combined quarters that these two running backs have played, or the last 2.5 weeks, Stephen. That is a stunning stat, and good on Swearingen to try to reverse that trend.
Yeah, and did so really just his own personal effort. Certainly got good blocking there up front, but that little spin move helped to break him out just for that extra yardage, and then got 5 more yards here on first down.
Oh. Swearingen lost 2 yards, and immediately Los Angeles in the backfield. Blaze makes the tackle, but that play was primarily blown up, I believe, by Forrest Stark.
And Stark diving to make the tackle really kind of disrupted the flow that we've seen Swearingen have, and now suddenly he's not on the field.
Drew's pass in the middle of everything, and that's been the game, Stephen. I mean, third downs, we talked about it earlier, and usually storylines don't pan out as good as this one has tonight, but Charleston 42%, 21st in the league, third down offense, and it's been rough again, now 5 for 11.
And I've been surprised how willing Charleston has been when they bring out those 5 wides to sit down their 2-star tight ends and bring in, some role-playing wide receivers. And there, in that particular case, trying to go to DeLake, and he can't bring it in. So, not really using their investments wisely, I think.
Be first down at the 20-yard line, and that's where Los Angeles will start their next drive.
And look, for as much as the Lycans offense has struggled, it is still just a 1-point game, and they can give a lot of credit to their defense. Actually, both of these defenses really giving their offenses opportunity to get into this game, which, as we see, as a one-score game here, the Lycans only need one big play to strike something big, and that's not the one.
Pass incomplete, knocked away. That's Wayne Fletcher, the 6th DB on this defense. Everybody making plays for Charleston, as both offenses are now starting to sputter to a halt.
Yeah, and I think that's just a credit to these defensive coordinators really putting in the work, doing their homework, and they've really studied each other well. And although we've seen even the Predators try to come out and do some things they don't typically do or haven't done this season, the defenses have been up to snuff and been in terrific position to make plays.
Second down and 10 at the 20-yard line, 8:51 to go in the third quarter. Richardson straight back, fires it outside to Johnson, and nothing there. It doesn't matter where they put Robert Johnson, Stephen. They are all over him, only a pickup of 1.
Well, you clearly want to get your best playmakers the ball, and when that playmaker is your running back, throwing and making him a receiving threat out of the backfield usually can open up your offense. But as you mentioned, these defenses have been flying all over the field, not allowing much.
Third and 9, 8:20 to go. Richardson steps up in the pocket and takes a sack. A combo stop there from Hollywood and Sabolka, and both defenses are everywhere in the third quarter. And you thought the first half was defensive.
And this is a dangerous trend here for LA. Sully was sacked 6 times in their previous game, a loss to Queen City. And so it's going to be really important for them to give Sully time back there to get some of these deep passes off.
Punt is away. Dulake at his 46-yard line, and that's where Charleston will start. Still protecting that 6-point lead with 7:46 to go in the third quarter. The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. Handoff to Swearingen. Picks up 2. What a shocker, Stephen. Tackle made by Forrest Stark.
Well, you see that average 2.3 yards. And that's this 23rd attempt here, and we're just midway through the third quarter. So clearly they believe their ticket to offensive success and winning ball games is through Swearingen, both through the air and on the ground. But have been pretty balanced when it comes to targeting their receivers. And each one, Da Vinci getting 5, Simon's getting 5, and McCarroll getting 4. We're getting another run here.
Swearingen will give him 1.5 to be generous. 3rd and 7. But here's the crux of this game, Stephen. 3rd down. Charleston probably going to come out, spread the ball out, try to pick it up. We'll see if they do. There it is.
All slants again.
5 wide, 5 for 11 on 3rd down tonight for Charleston against a 3-2 set. And this time they go outside. They mix it up, and Dulake runs it shy of the first down. 4th and short, so Charleston fooled everybody. Dulake was wide open, but he ran out of real estate.
Well, T.D. Drew made a wonderful audible under center there that send Dulake there on that short out. Oh, and we're going to have a challenge.
It is a critical play here in this ball game, as first downs have been hard to come by. First glance, I didn't think that he got it, Stephen. That ball looks out. He switches hands. Boy, what do you think?
It's too. I think it stands because it's just too close.
After review, the play stands. The call on the field.
Yeah. If Dulake would not have switched hands, Stephen, I think he picks up the first down. But because of the hand switch, he ends up short of the sticks. That is incredibly unlucky.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And look, it's really about where his foot was and where the ball was when his foot actually went out of bounds. I'm not sure you don't go for it here. Yeah.
They got the offense on the field. 4th and inches. They will hand it off. Swearingen picks up a block and is still running past the 30 to the 28-yard line. What a great block on the outside for Charleston. I believe that was Harold Keith, the tackle. Let's get another look at it. Well, we won't get a replay.
Oh.
Thanks a lot, 2K.
Thanks, boys in the truck. Well, look, he had a convoy in front of him, and as soon as you saw those 2 blockers running free with Swearingen behind him, you knew it was going to be a first down.
1st and 10 of the 28 off the 4th down conversion for Drew, and he floats one wide open to Buchanan Simons. First down to the 15, and Charleston starting to take charge of Los Angeles here in the 3rd.
And these are the kind of plays that you would expect Charleston to be running, this ace quad set where the tight ends are actually set up, both of their star tight ends on either side on the outside. And that means that you put your receivers in McCurrow and Simons there in the slot and able to run just all different kind of formations there and utilize the investment that you made on the offensive side of the ball. So I love that play call.
2 receivers, McCarrow top of the screen. Drew, deep drop back, fires it out to Swearingen. He's got some space to roam. Past the 15. Look at the closing speed. Shuts him down, only a gain of 1 yard. That is a big man flying out there to make that stop at the 14-yard line.
He ran probably 15 yards there, Cam, and they get a 1 yard gain. And I think that's all because the ball was a little inaccurate, and Swearingen had to do a 360 to bring that in, and that was costly.
think that was Hacksaw out there that made the play at outside linebacker. Hand off to Swearingen, and he loses a yard. 3rd and 11 coming up, and that was Stinson. Danny Stinson makes the play at inside linebacker. Another 3rd and long coming up.
We're seeing these linebackers so instinctive and so fast. You talked about the closing speed. Stinson there was on top of the running back before he can even make to the line of scrimmage.
3rd down, 4:40 to go in the 3rd. Running slants, Drew off the helmet, and it's intercepted at the goal line. And LA gets the turnover. The ball pops up in the air, and Rochelle Colston says, "Give me that."
Wow, Cam, that could be the game-changing play in this matchup. As wow, the ball off the helmet is just up for grabs for anyone. And what that does, it prevents a potential touchdown. It certainly takes away a possible field goal. And now LA keeps this a one-score game at a critical point here in the second half.
1st down and 10 at the 9-yard line. 3 receivers, and Richardson will hand it off to Johnson. Johnson picks up 3 to the 12. And you get a look at the updated numbers, almost identical. Swearingen's just gotten more opportunities.
Yeah, far more opportunities. Swearingen 25 attempts and only 9 for Johnson. So clearly both of these running backs have been struggling, and now we're hitting an opportunity on 2nd and 7 here. They're going no one in the backfield and in the shotgun.
Richardson fires. That's caught. 1st down to the 28-yard line. Chris Lee with the catch.
I think it's just a terrific play call here. You might expect in the shadow of their own goalpost that they'll run the ball, be a little bit more conservative, but no, not LA. And even though this is a a one-score game, they're still willing to take those risks to get themselves back in.
Deep over to the near side. That's Flash. Picks up a couple. Lay on the tackle. As the clock ticks down, 3:25 in the 3rd. Still have our same halftime score, 13-7.
Well, that's where you're glad to have a 6'6", 250 sized frame target there. Be able to really box out 2 defenders on his back and bring that one in for a minimal gain.
Richardson quickly saw an open receiver and hauls it into the 46-yard line. Terrific pitch and catch from Lee, and Richardson just stared at his receiver. Hey, make the catch, you're wide open.
Yeah, and I think the defense was a bit confused. They ran trips over to that side, and then they're just trying to keep track of where all those receivers were going and left Chris Lee wide open there for a second.
Richardson fires it off the back of a defender. Will bring up 2nd down. That's the first incompletion in quite some time for Richardson. 12 of 23 for $133 tonight, but both quarterbacks have struggled to complete passes. Drew has 9 incompletions on 23 attempts.
I think Richardson playing a little hero ball, wanted to go for something deeper when he had 2 open receivers closer. Now they weren't across the 1st down marker, and he was clearly trying to get across that, but he had some other options, tried to press it into a very tight window.
Hand off to Johnson. Robert Johnson. Wow. Lucky Charleston that they had another defender trailing Johnson. Otherwise, that may have been a touchdown. One of the better runs of the night for Johnson. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, and Johnson's so ready to pull out that stiff arm. Luckily for the Predators, gets tackled from behind because he nailed their number 22, put him on the ground with that devastating stiff arm, but didn't see the guy behind them.
That was Stamango again making the play as Richardson fires it to the outside. That pass is caught. 1st down to the Charleston 39-yard line. And that's hauled in by Pryor. Quiet night for LZ Pryor so far, but this is a solid drive for Los Angeles, trying to retake the lead for the 2nd time tonight.
Pryor's been targeted 6 times, but the majority of those have been on that fade route when they're trying to take advantage of Johnny Bravo, and Bravo's just been batting those fade routes down.
Pass caught by Pryor, back-to-back there, picks up 6. Now LA is in field goal range. They want to protect the ball here. Points are at a premium tonight.
They have been, but Richardson really been on point here in this game. And the thing that I love most about that completion was he just took what the defense gave him.
Richardson, short, pass caught. There's a flag that may be PI on Brown. We'll have to check. Reed, the target. What do you think, Steven?
I agree with you. And Reed able to fight through that early contact, still bring the ball in. So unless it's a play call against or a penalty against the offense, which it's not, that's going to be a first down.
(26-3) Las Vegas all over San Diego right now. For those of you that were watching that game earlier on FTF, we are still working on some technical issues going on over there as a result of some signal loss. We seem to have stabilized here on the SFL's Twitch channel as Richardson drops back to pass, and that pass is caught on the outside. A fumble, and it rolls out of bounds. I thought there for a moment it was sitting on his back. Stamango forces the fumble. Pryor nearly gave it away, but it'll be a first down to the 14-yard line.
Stamango fitting right in here for Charleston. I mean, a mid-season ad, it takes time to catch up to speed, but what could have been devastating for the Lycans on this drive, luckily the fumble goes out of bounds.
The handoff, Robert Johnson up to the 11-yard line. And for those that are wanting to watch the conclusion of Las Vegas and San Diego, we're going to open that game up on the SFL's YouTube channel to the public, as that Twitch channel is having some issues. And so if you're looking for that game, we'll get that going shortly for you. But 2nd down and 7 at the 11-yard line for Los Angeles. Of course, Stephen, we don't have any technical issues all weekend, and as soon as I return to the mic, they decide to start. Richardson fires back of the end zone, picked off, and Charleston gets it. It is another brilliant play from Johnny Bravo, and the Predators keep the Lycans shut out since the first quarter.
Well, Bravo for MVP in this game. He's been absolutely shutting down that side of the field. And there, I think the Lycans, they just go to a deep play when they're that close to the end zone, in the red zone. They go for something deep, and it just the defenses, again, they compress, and there's just too many defenders in that area. And Bravo just too good tonight.
Swearingen out past the 25. Got a block from Maccaro. And has a first down to the 37-yard line. And it really feels, Stephen, like every time Los Angeles has an opportunity to take momentum, Charleston nabs it away from them, and they are coveting this 6-point lead.
Yeah, and then the bad news, even more for the Lycans, is the fact that Swearingen has started to show life here in the second half. And we've seen him in this game trend to follow his blockers. Sometimes that's worked out, sometimes that hasn't. In this particular case, follows them to perfection.
That is the end of the third quarter. Charleston 13 and Los Angeles 7. You're watching the SFL on SFL Twitch. Hand off to Swearingen running right. Oh, terrific play, as it looked like he was going to be running for miles. Ryan Yosef gets off his block and forces a second down.
Unfortunate there for the Predators. For the Lycans there to stop that play. As you mentioned, perfect blocking once again. Gained 5 yards. Could have had a lot more.
Drew, deep drop back. Nearly sacked. A wobbler. Oh, Simons was wide open. Oh, what a missed opportunity for Charleston to pull ahead. Great pressure up the middle from Stark and company. But I don't know what happened to Drew on that pass.
Yeah, I think he just felt the pressure. He threw it faster than he wanted to. We've seen these two connect all season long. Reminder, Buchanan Salmon's the best deep threat in this game, averaging over 21 yards a catch on plays exactly like that. But the pressure from the defensive line was just too great.
Drew's pass over to McCarroll. That's short of the first down. What a tackle made by Rahman Jr., and that will likely force a punt unless Charleston wants to convert their second fourth down of the game.
Yeah, Cam, you mentioned how it seems like LA just can't get over the hump offensively, and Predators show up there with the interception in the end zone to really stop their momentum. Well, both offenses have been struggling, and these defenses have been stopping momentums left and right. That's nearly blocked. Ooh.
From the 15-yard line, Rahman Jr. on the return up to the 19. And it's kind of amazing, Stephen. I mean, we've been sitting on 13-7 what seems like forever. And it's kind of amazing that LA is in this game, given Robert Johnson's struggles tonight. And Charleston's, they haven't been an amazing offensive team tonight, but they've certainly been much more efficient.
Yeah, and actually we've seen a little bit more life here in this fourth quarter from the Lycans. And the honest truth is it's just going to take one play, I think, by either side, one big play to win this game.
Second and 10 at the 19-yard line, 9:45 to go in the fourth as Johnson once again is stood up by Jack Hoffman. Johnson now 33 yards on 11 carries. Meanwhile, Swearingen is kind of broken out a little bit, 87 yards rushing in this contest. Second down and 10 at the LA 19. Richardson outside. Johnson lit up by Jack Brown. Oh, man, Robert Johnson is got to be just about done with this game tonight. It has been a rough night for the big fella.
Well, I think he just knows that if he can just break one big run, that could really change the momentum of this entire thing. Of course, here on third down and long, they yank him off the field.
3rd and 8. All they need is one big play. Richardson hit as he threw in the ball. Sails on him. Oh, Reed makes a hell of an effort to try to make that catch. And that's all you want from your receivers, right, Steven? You just lay out into the opposing team's bench.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance that he was going to be able to make that catch and get his feet back down inbounds. But, dang, he was going to give it a good try. And obviously understands where they are in this game. And they only have so many chances, Cam, to try and get this lead here, and they just squandered one.
Fair catch called for the 45-yard line by Dulake. 8:47 to go. Now, the one thing that TD Drew has done well tonight, 15 of 25, 178, but just the one pick, Stephen. He's, despite the difficult game, kind of stayed away from that big game-changing mistake that LA has not been able to capitalize on.
Kind of been what he's been at all year. Right now, sitting at a 60% completion percentage, averaging before this game 61. So right on average.
Drew, deep ball, caught by McCarroll. Oh, the best rope of the night from Drew. McCarroll's got 83 yards on 5 receptions.
Yeah, and that's huge right there. Puts them right on the edge, I think, of field goal range for them. And now they really, what they just need to be is a little bit more conservative. Not like they haven't been all game long, but here you don't want to make an end zone interception type mistake. I think this is where, the conservative calls, the running down the middle will actually help you run this clock.
Drew fires outside, caught. Swearingen, 30, 25, 20. Swearingen in the red zone of the 19-yard line, and LA's on their heels.
Well, look, we know that Swearingen has the speed to go the distance, but I just love the little speed boost we see here to get him to the outside, and really does a great job of staying in bounds so that the clock continues to run. Certainly understand the situation that they're in, and they know that a field goal here could potentially win the game for them based on how these offenses have been playing in this game.
And Carolina's loss and Jacksonville's loss means that Charleston could at least get into a tie for second place in the division with Jacksonville with a win tonight. Swearingen untouched for 9 yards to the 10-yard line before finally being wrapped up by Ryan Yosef. A lot of tackles tonight having to be made by Los Angeles' defensive backfield, and Buddy Blaze has completely disappeared in this second half.
Well, I think it's fatigue. I think we saw that both of these offenses have been pounding the ball down the middle of that offensive line, and they suddenly were seeing the cracks.
Swearingen, nowhere to go. I mean, he disappeared amongst the trees. Stinson with a tackle, his third for the loss, brings up 3rd and 2.
So much for the cracks, right?
Yeah.
As they seal that up really quickly. And let's look, we've seen this in this league before. We see them give up a big play, and then suddenly we see a surge of a great defensive play in response as one, angers the other.
Drew under center, 3rd down and 2. Hurdle, Swearingen short. 4th down, a stop from Rahman Jr. and Say. Again, 2 defensive backs having to make the play. And that'll force a field goal, and L.A. hoping for a block.
And that was all because of the bull rush by Mar Rivers, able to put his offensive lineman on the ground. That forced Swearingen to have to leap over them. Costly time there that was spent to try and do that. They got him behind the line.
No pressure on Moyer, and she boots it through. So Charleston finally with a little bit of breathing room. Steven, that is the first point scored in the second half.
Wow.
16-7.
I mean, the defensive effort here by both teams cannot be understated. I mean, these are traditionally scoring offenses that score well. I mean, Charleston averaging 25 points a game. We've talked about the Lycans averaging 30, and this is a 16-7 ball game here, and we're getting close to the midway of the 4th quarter.
Rahman Jr. on the return. Boy, that would have been electrifying. Only up to the 25-yard line, but tried to get as much as he could. Sully Richardson back out there. Huge game. We talked about Charleston in the Atlantic Division, but how about Los Angeles after Vancouver got that big win over Jacksonville? If L.A. loses, both those teams will be 4-3. Now, L.A. did beat Vancouver earlier this season, but had a big lead on Vancouver coming into the week, and that has since evaporated, or at least a 2-game lead with the tiebreaker. Richardson trying to make sure that doesn't happen as that pass is caught by Reed for a 1st down.
Is it weird of me to think, Cam, that LA is in just maybe the perfect team to come back in this situation? Like, they're just built to score points. They've been scoring points left and right in this league, and while Charleston has done a very commendable job of holding them to 7 points, it's just almost like caging a dragon here. At some point, they're going to break through, and it's a matter of, can the Predators just hold on long enough to stop this offensive onslaught? So I think they're in a great position, playbook-wise and player-wise, to come back in this game quickly.
LA averages 30 points a game this season. Johnson dropped it.
It's not going to do it.
2nd down. Maybe a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's, it's lucky that was on 1st down. It didn't cost you another critical point in this game. So, maybe a blessing in disguise that it stops the clock and puts in another play. We don't see a no huddle or anything like that, but certainly discouraging. You don't want to see that here this late in this game.
2nd down. LA wants to stay out of 3rd and long. That's where they've had trouble. Just 3 for 10 on 3rd down today. LA coming into the game 60% on 3rd down, and it's picked off! Threw it right to Jack Brown, and Charleston's got another turnover.
And I just think Sully didn't see him. I think, the referee was in the area there a little bit, and he had all day in the pocket and several weapons out there to go to. And certainly I think it's just a matter of maybe that ref and didn't get a clear view of Jack Brown out there hawking the ball and made a critical mistake here.
Jack Brown with just his 3rd career interception. To give you some perspective on that, he came into the game with 903 tackles. So not the best hands in the league by any means, as Blaze gets the stop, but Brown perfectly positioned on that last play. Congrats to your 3rd pick.
Yeah, and we don't see linebackers come away with interceptions a lot, especially at this point in the game. It's just such a critical point, and that's just a clutch play by the veteran linebacker.
Swearingen gets away, picks up 8 yards, and just like that, back in scoring position. Colston picks up her 10th tackle of the night. Swearingen's got 2 more yards for Charleston to bleed more clock.
Yeah, and that might be the most important part. They are salting away this game clock-wise, and you get the feeling that Swearingen's really starting to feel it out there. We've seen some really good runs from him late in this game. The number I'd be calling right here.
2 in the backfield. Drew milking it now. 8 on the play clock. Handoff. Swearingen got it. First down. That is the 33rd carry of the night for Keith Swearingen. And this Charleston defense, along with Swearingen's second half performance, has really, Stephen, saved Charleston in their third down woes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. I mean, they have just made, especially here in the second half, the critical plays that they've needed to make. It hasn't looked perfect by any means, but effective enough here with their defense playing so well.
3:55 to go in the fourth. They'll probably be able to take this all the way down to the 2-minute warning as Swearingen only picks up 1. LA needs 2 scores here. Whether Charleston scores a touchdown, a field goal, or anything else.
Yeah, you're right. And it's not something that we've seen a lot of from LA in this game. And when they have pressed, the Predators have either got a turnover, or they've forced them to go 3 and out, or hit a 4th down. So, I mean, this Predators defense, it can't be understated what a terrific job they've done limiting this LA offense.
Hand off Swearingen, and Swearingen will lose yardage. Here's a stat for you, Stephen. 56 offensive plays for Los Angeles. Their touchdown was that 58-yarder to Davius Reed. Without that 58-yard play, Los Angeles has 149 yards on the other 55 plays they've run tonight.
Wow. Let me throw this one at you. The Predators' defense has been ranked in the top 3 for the past 3 seasons. Currently ranked 8th coming into this game, but you know that they are a defensive-minded team that have had sustained success in this league, and we're seeing that prove out tonight.
Yeah, they're going to move up after tonight as Swearingen gets a carry. It's 4th down. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
Now we're going to have to see something that we haven't seen much of from this LA offense here. Some explosion, some life. Certainly it's going to come down to the arm of Sully Richardson. And, that helps when you have a veteran quarterback under center with a little amnesia. He can kind of forget that interception on the previous series and test these Predators down the field.
2-minute warning. Charleston 16, LA 7. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Field goal coming here for Moyer, 44-yard attempt. It will make it a 12-point game. LA still has all 3 of their timeouts. And Moyer cleans it with ease. 44 officially, 19-7. The difference, 4 Amanda Moyer field goals.
Well, for those that don't think kickers matter, I mean, I believe they absolutely can give teams 2 to 3 wins a game. That's how much of a difference they are. And when they're good, when they're a consistent weapon like Moyer is, the investment pays off in so many dividends in exactly like games like this. I mean, a couple missed field goals and all of a sudden it's just a 1-point game and LA's going for the win instead of having to come up with multiple scores.
Well, Stephen, I would be a little skeptical that LA can come back in this game if it wasn't for earlier. The Sioux Falls Sparrows down 13-0 with less than 3 minutes to go, won that game 14-13. So you just never know in the SFL what can happen, but LA needs 2 big plays here. They do have all 3 timeouts, and they're going to start under center. And it's almost picked off. Stamango knocks it away.
And Stamango looking like one of the best ads in SFL history. I mean, this guy has just been playing lights out tonight, and you got to be thinking, wow, why wasn't he signed earlier? This is a guy that has been a defensive stalwart in this game, and that's a name that we're gonna be remembering even after the final whistle blows here.
Second down for Richardson. 18 of 35 now. That's almost 50%. That's not going to get it done on any night of an SFL game. 4 wide. Richardson fires short, turn the corner, get out of bounds, and didn't. Wow. I think that's a terrible call. I think Lee made that catch. 3rd down and 2. Richardson fires middle, and it's overthrown. It almost looked rushed, intended for Pryor. Terrible call on the sideline.
Yeah, I think they just kind of got they saw what you saw. They thought that was a first down. Wasn't. Get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, run a rushed play, and now all of a sudden, no, it's not in danger of not trying to get back into the ball game, not even converting this 4th down. They've got to convert this.
The only thing I can think of is that they ruled that his forward progress was stopped in the field of play. 4th and 2 at the 28-yard line. This is the ball game for LA if they can't do anything with it. And LA's pass is incomplete, knocked out of the hands. It's Stamenko. Well, at least he was in the vicinity again. And look at those numbers. Pryor, 12 targets, only 4 receptions tonight. And the Predators defense does it again.
Yeah, and I think it's fitting that the game potentially ends this way. The defense coming up big, as they've done all night, and it's just a bang play there, knocking the ball out with perfection. Wide receiver had an opportunity to bring that one in, but the swiping hand knocks both of his hands down and makes it an incomplete.
Well, Vegas is going to wrap it up with knees. They win 36-6 against San Diego, who's really struggling right now. They're 0-7 as Swearingen's got a first down and basically ices the game there to put Charleston to 4-3. But back to Las Vegas, they get a crucial win to improve to 3-4, try to keep pace with Arizona and Denver out west.
Well, to go back to that previous defensive play on 4th down, that was Johnny Bravo who knocked that ball out of his hands. And Bravo has played maybe his best career game ever in this game, challenged so much by the Lycans early and often on those fade routes to Pryor, and came away with an interception. He just played terrific ball tonight.
Swearingen no gain. LA will take a timeout. But outside of Charleston doing something absurdly stupid, they're gonna pull out this win anyway.
Yeah, I think so, and well deserved too. I mean, and look at kind of the statement it kind of makes here against a terrific LA offense to potentially limit them to only 7. Obviously, we've seen in garbage time some things happen when the second team defenses come on, and maybe LA can pad that stat a little bit. But they're able to. Oh wow,
Swearingen! Oh, he almost spun for a touchdown. He did get knocked out of bounds, but if Charleston's got some class, which they have plenty of, they're just going to take knees on this now. Swearingen almost got the touchdown, though, here.
Yeah, he the eye of the tiger. He's not thinking about the situation here of running the clock, has no interest in running the clock. He's trying to put up some more points here.
At the 2-yard line, Charleston doesn't need to prove anything else here tonight. This game was all about them, really from the moment of that end zone interception that Bravo got in the back of the end zone. That really was a turning point. LA didn't do anything offensively after that.
It's surprising here at home. Remember, the Lycans are undefeated at home. Probably were the heavy favorites in this game because of that. But the Predators have really came in here in just a terrific defensive stand to hold, so far at least, the Lycans to 7, and should be as they continue to nail this ball and should end the game. Very classy move here by the Predators this close to the end zone. So just a classy organization, a classy move here, and a terrific win for this franchise. And I think other SFL teams, if they've got the Predators on their schedule, they're going to take note of this. This was huge for this defense, and it's going to be no small task to have to face this Charleston defense here as the season continues to wind down.
LA 3.5-point favorites. That did not work out. The Pacific just got a whole lot tighter. LA and Vancouver now both 4-3. The Atlantic tightening as well, with Florida at 5-2. Charleston and Jacksonville at 4-3. And Carolina now a game back at 3-4. Tough day for the Skyhawks, as that is your final. 19-7. Charleston beats Los Angeles. And as we wrap this game up and get a look at the final stats, your thoughts on the game, Stephen?
Well, I think despite of how successful these offenses have been here through the first half, we're still seeing both of them in flux, still developing their playbook, still progressing their players, still just trying to figure things out, even here at the midway point. But as far as the defenses are concerned, I think they played lights out, especially particularly Charleston, able to limit this Lycans offensive powerhouse that came into this game second best in the league. The terrific boink interception that we saw right there. But these defenses, particularly Charleston, really played well tonight and frustrated these offenses who have had success already in this league. I think both of them will go back to the drawing board a bit to try and figure out what they can do to be more effective offensively. We've already saw Charleston in this game go to some unconventional means, think that they haven't done not just this season, but in previous seasons, to try to wake this offense up. I don't think it often worked for them, as they'll continue to search for ways to score more points, but their defense is on lock. It was absolutely on lock tonight, and the difference maker in this game.
Only one game in SFL history has ended 19-7. That was Baltimore and Las Vegas back on August 11th, 2019 in season 13. Charleston beats Los Angeles 19-7 tonight. They improved to 4-3, dropped LA to 4-3. And for Max Paul, on stats, did a terrific job for us. And Stephen Mullinex, our analyst. I've been Cameron Irvine, and this has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Stephen, your player of the game before we go.
Yeah, it looks like to me it's going to be Swearingen. I would say, though, my personal pick would be Johnny Bravo. I think that he was the game changer on defense, and if he didn't do his job at a top performance tonight, it would have been a lot different outcome.
Yeah, Swearingen gets it, but you're right. 4 pass deflections and that key interception in the end zone, a couple of tackles to boot. And Charleston's defense smothers Los Angeles tonight to finish off Week 7. For Max, Stephen, myself, 19-7, Charleston beats Los Angeles. And until next weekend, good night, SFL Nation.